for the recipe for the cauliflower that I did, the deep fried cauliflower for my substitute of meat. I am not a vegetarian. I am not vegan. And oh my goodness, look at that. It makes my lip look green. That's creepy. Anyways, but I did cut out meat for a couple weeks, and also did a little bit of low carb as well. So I'm a fatty, and I really do love meat, so I was looking for a good substitute for fried chicken. And I remember being at one of those movie theaters that serves food, the Cine Bistro, and I ordered fried or buffalo cauliflower or something like that. And I really liked it, so I wanted to try it at home for myself, and I did. I'm sorry, I'm so crusty. This camera really makes me look more crusty than I really am. But anyways, so I tried it at home. The first time wasn't that great. It was okay, it was mushy, so I tweaked a few things, and the second time I did it, it turned out awesome. So I'm going to do it for you right now because I wanted some more. And I will do the best I can to show you how I did it. I never do anything precise when it comes to cooking. I don't use measuring cups. I don't use tablespoons, teaspoons. I don't do that. I do that at work. Otherwise, I'll get my head chopped off. But I don't do that at home when I'm cooking. So, I'm going to show you all the ingredients that I use. And I'm also going to show you some of my preferred brands, which ain't nothing special, usually just Kroger, Food Lion, Walmart, whatever. And these are usually things that I just keep in the house. The only thing that I don't keep in the house is the cauliflower, which is very cheap. So, hope you guys can try it yourselves, and I hope it turns out good for you. And if you do it, take pics, post a pic, tag me in it, whatever. So I first start with my head of cauliflower, if that's what it's called. I'm not sure if it's a head or a bunch or whatever technical term. This thing right here of cauliflower. And I'm gonna clean it, like I'm gonna rinse it off, and then I'm gonna cut it up into smaller pieces, but not too small because then it'll cook too fast and get mushy. So you want to have it a decent size. Okay, so now I'm gonna start adding my seasoning straight to the cauliflower after it's been cut. I washed it or rinsed it off before I cut it. And like I said, I just eyeball it. That's salt, pepper, these are just some of my favorites that I like to use. You can use whatever you like usually. But these are my basics that I use for whatever I'm frying. Paprika. And I also like to add ginger, but not too much. Basic seasonings that I use. And then I'm going to take this and shake it up. See, now it's nice and seasoned. Okay, so next I'm gonna add about, I want to say about a 1/4 cup of flour, but again, just eyeballing it because it needs to be coated with the flour so it could have something for the breading to stick to. Again, covering it up, shaking it up. You want to make sure you got everything as covered as possible. And I'm just going to set this to the side. Okay, so in a different bowl, I'm going to add about, I want to say about, I say about a 1/2 cup of milk for that one head that I did. Usually I do 2, but I don't need a whole lot tonight. I'm going to add about 2 eggs. Add my basic seasonings again, just because I want to make sure I can taste the flavor throughout. Just eyeballing it. And then I'm going to add ranch. And I would say about a 1/4 cup of that as well. Maybe a little more. Then I'll mix it all up. Because I don't want it to be too thick and heavy. Okay, so now what I did is I put it all in here. All of it. Because I don't have time to waste dipping each individual one. I hate it. And then the bowl that I just took it out of, I'm going to add more flour. Probably about a cup now. And again, adding my seasonings because I want to make sure I can taste the flavor with every bite. Mix this up a little bit. So now I'm going to use my hands to mix these all in. Because cauliflower is got all these nooks and crannies in it, you want to make sure you cover it as much as you. And again, I ain't got time to be doing each individual one. So I'm just going to take this and transfer it back into this bowl. Wear gloves if you hate for your fingers to be yucky, but I'm used to this all day long. Put my top back on.
Mom, can I have some eggs?
In a minute. And I Shake it up again.
Huh? What's that in there?
It's cauliflower.
Cauliflower?
Hope this doesn't make you sick watching this. Okay, so you want to make sure that it got covered very well. This one is covered well. And then, again, I put it back in here. Because I am lucky, I have tops for everything. And hopefully this works out, so I shake this up.
Mama, you have a light. Wow, the cauliflower. Mama, are those going to be in cookies? Can I see the cauliflower in there?
Can you see the cauliflower?
Yeah. Wow. Wow. Can I see the cauliflower in here?
There's no cauliflower in there, it's just flour.
Flower.
Mm-hmm.
Can I see the flower?
Yep.
Wow. Can I touch it?
Alright, so this is our last round of
Now, can I touch this?
the milk and eggs.
Now, can I touch this thing? The flower?
Then I put it back in here one more time.
Put it back in here one more time.
One more time.
Huh? What does go in there? What does go in there? Now, why are you throwing them?
I'm not going to.
Let's do it. Mommy, can you open my crate?
In a second. Maybe Corey can help you.
Huh?
Maybe Corey can help you.
I don't see any cord.
Well, keep looking. Oh, tell Corey to come out and help you. Okay, so I've done that, and I'm going to put this on and shake it one more time. You want to make sure that you have something to stir and fry because you don't want it to be all greased up in the end. My oil I know is ready, but the way I test oil is probably dangerous, but effective. I drop water in and it starts popping. I know I'm in there and ready. So I'm going to start dropping some in there after it stops bubbling because I ain't trying to kill myself. Actually, I ain't afraid of no ghosts. Hold on. Also, you need to make sure you have some kind of utensil to either drop it in or both drop it in and take it out. So I'm just going to set it in there. And I'm just going to do a few pieces at a time. Ooh, ooh, that is a beautiful color. And it's going to get better. So I'm letting it cook for maybe about 3 minutes. And then I'm going to turn it over because you don't want your cauliflower to be too mushy or to get burnt on the bottom. And also while I wait for this, I'm going to start putting my sauce together. So in this saucepan, I'm going to add my barbecue sauce. For the amount that I made of the cauliflower, I'm only going to use maybe about a cup of barbecue. You might want to use the smaller pan, but I'm using this one because it's the only one I can find because we just moved. And a whole bunch of honey. And this is just to heat it. And then I'm just going to stir this enough for it to be heated, so when I take the cauliflower out, it'll be crispy and not soggy. Okay, so it's been about 3 minutes on this side as well, and I'm going to take it out. And they're nice and crispy. Woo, look at that thing, boy. Look at it. As you're looking. Nice and crispy, and I'm squeezing it as hard as I can right now. And it's not mushing up. And I'm going to set it over here for it to drain, because we don't want a lot of grease on it. Okay, so now while they're still hot and your barbecue sauce is still hot, you want to put them in the barbecue. And toss it around a little bit. Make sure you cover it up real good. Probably be better in a saucepan, but or whatever they call those deeper ones. But I ain't got that right now. But it still looks great. I mean, at least I think so. Could be wrong. Alrighty, and I'm going to take those out. Now, this dish would not be right if I could not put it on my paper plate. Okay, so after I plate my food, I always add something green to it just to make me feel like it's more healthy. Either parsley or cilantro. And I have parsley. And I put just a little bit of green on here. But also for this particular dish, I like using basil for taste. Maybe weird, but I actually like the flavor of it on my barbecue. Just a little bit. I just want you to take a minute and look at it. Tell me what you think. And then I'm going to add a couple things to my plate. Just a couple of sliced veggies to dip in some ranch. And then I should be done.